Hello guys, today I coached a Diamond ADC player. If you are interested in seeing more coaching on the channel, please let me know with a positive review. Hope you enjoy. Greetings, Neon.
Yeah, I guess we can go Callisto. I'll share screen. Wait, I don't see enemy champions. I wanna see what matchup it is. All right, so when you see this bot lane, like, what do you think right now, like, of your bot lane matchup?
When I see this bot lane, I know this a scaling matchup, right? So what they want to do is like just farm and scale, right? Because it's zero, and we want to play aggressive early. So that's what comes into my mind. That we need to play as aggressive as we can.
Yeah, okay. I mean, when I see this matchup, like, to me it's like really free, right? Because like you're playing Nautilus, Kalista, and enemy has Zeri Lulu, and they have like no one to tank the hook. So like you wanna play bot, and in games like these where you have this hard winning of a bot lane matchup, like your game plan should be to stack Drakes. So it's good to like tell your jungler just stack Drakes, right? Because like the way I see Kalista, it's like a champion that, like, we all know how she works, right? Like she's super strong early and she like gets outscaled. So you kind of wanna like leverage Kalista and like tell your jungler and just like remind him to play for Drakes, right? Because that's how I play Kalista. Like usually enemy is always like under their tower, and yeah, I'm just moving to play Drake. So it's good to have like a general game plan that you like communicate to your jungler, just stack Drakes, you know. Basically every time you have a hard winning bottom matchup like this, it's good to write down.
Yeah, sounds good.
Also, regarding, you have heal this game. I don't think you need heal at all. Like I think you should have exhaust here, because first of all, it's super unlikely this guy will have cleanse, so he can't cleanse it, and then you have like two assassins that have to jump into, you know. And Kalista likes exhaust because like if exhaust buys you 2 more seconds against an assassin, then that means like way more damage on your E, basically. You know?
Yeah, I have this issue as well. Like I'm not sure which summoners will stick, not only in Kalista but in general.
Yeah, I mean here, so like you need to look at the chumps, right? And you think, so I'm thinking that, okay, I'm asking myself, like usually for me it's between like cleanse, exhaust, ghost, and heal very rarely nowadays. And maybe in some games, like maybe this game also cleanse would be fine, because maybe enemy bot lane goes like heal exhaust, and if enemy has exhaust Lulu, then I really want cleanse against that, right? But a lot of times I can't know if they're gonna go exhaust, and they have like Lulu Poppy. So in the bot side 3v3, like cleanse has value here, right? You just need to ask yourself, like, does cleanse have any value? And on top of that, if they have exhaust, it's like added value. So this game cleanse wouldn't be bad, would be actually fine. And exhaust is also okay because they have 2 assassins, and their enemy AD carry very likely won't go cleanse. And also exhaust is good for Kalista because it actually like seizes the enemy for you, so allowing you to like hit more of your spears, you know, because they're like slowed. So exhaust actually on Kalista is like an offensive summoner spell to an extent. So like if not those hooks, you can exhaust the target and they're like extra slowed after. So that's how I see it. I mean, heal kind of does the same because it can like speed you up, but I just, yeah, like that runs a little bit more. Alright, in this matchup it would be really good if your support starts sweeper, because you have prio, and if enemy is playing a ranged support into a champion like Nautilus, Blitzcrank, Thresh, and they lose prio, and they have no vision, they basically can't play the game, because a Soraka or a Lulu or anything into a hook champion basically, or an all-in melee support can't face check easily, right? So then taking like their vision has even more value. It's just yeah, maybe sometimes you can tell your support to get sweeper because it is quite good in this case. Okay, leash here. So leash here, generally you don't want to really leash on bot lane because it can like make you lose the push, but in this matchup you are so strong that if enemy bot lane is like trying to push the wave right now, you can still all in them level 1, just like run past the minions, right? So even if they're on wave right now, trying to like push it, you can still fight them even though you leashed. So that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, so what are you thinking right now? What's your thought process here when you approach the wave here?
I tried to push the wave because I didn't know actually that this matchup is free, right? In my mind, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
So this is why I was thinking that I want to contest the wave so I can get level 1, level 2 fast.
Mm-hmm.
But then I told them that they are respecting a lot, then I eventually stopped.
Yeah, so basically, again, very important, every 2v2, already in loading screen, when you see the summoners, you wanna like visualize, okay, if you hook this guy, how does it look, right? In this case, like whoever you hook, you just need to play front to back and you will stomp, you know, they can't ever go on you. They also have Ghost Heal. Ghost Heal is not that good for 2v2, you know, they don't have Ignite, they don't have Exhaust, and yeah, so pretty much it's free. So here, since you know that, like I've already visualized in my mind that if Nautilus lands a hook, or if they're all-inable, or if I'm all-inning, we're hard winning, because we have Ignite, Hail of Blades, Heal, Glacial, we have literally everything that's really good for all-in. An enemy has champs that are weaker 2v2 with suboptimal like runes for all-in, like Ghost is not gonna do anything if one guy gets hooked and CC'd, right? Like he can run away, and they're lacking like a fighting summoner spell, and you have 2 fighting summoner spells, so that even means you're even extra stronger. So it's really beneficial for you to like keep the wave in the middle of the lane for as long as possible, which means landsitting only, you know?
Yes.
And in the scenario where enemy comes and they're trying to play for level 2, you don't have to be afraid of that, because on the second wave you will have 2 executes from Nautilus, and enemy doesn't have that on Lulu, you know? So even if they're winning push on wave 1, you will still get push on wave 2 because you have 2 executes, right? So you just want to keep the wave in the middle as much as possible, so only last it here. And I mean, it all kind of falls into place from like you making a plan in your head or having a vision of how the 2v2 plays out, you know? Like, yeah. So like, I know this matchup is hard winning, so I'm gonna think, okay, how do I min-max the gains that I get from this, right?
Yes.
Like how do I get as much lead as possible? So this is already pushing harder than you should be, you know? Like these auto attacks, you are pushing it harder. Like look how scared they are. They are playing this scared because they know your 2v2 is really good, and yeah, they want their wave to be, for them to be able to play the lane, their wave needs to be stuck here in this position where they can hack their tower safely, you know? Anything like here, if their wave is anywhere like here, this is like death zone for them basically. And think about how much harder it would be for them to play if their wave is stuck here and your Nautilus is either here or here with a sweeper, so they don't see him in the bush, you know what I mean? Like, it's outright unplayable for them. Whoever gets hooked is basically 1 HP or dead.
Okay. And this is if I have like Kalista Nautilus versus like any ADC with Lulu, like if it's for example Draven, would it be the same case?
Okay, Draven is a little bit different. With Draven, what matters with Draven, for example, in this case, is does he have 2 axes? 2 axes Draven level 1 is pretty strong, but a Kalista with a stronger support can still beat that, because you're still Kalista of Halo Blades, you're strong level 1. So it kind of depends, and again, it depends on the Draven pairing and the Draven and their pairing summoner spells. Like let's say it's Draven Janna, they have Ignite Exhaust, you know, and they have 2 axes level 1. Even, like, then if Nautilus hooks them, they might be able to just turn on you and just run you down, you know, because you just don't win the all-in because of that. But basically, if you have Nautilus and these guys have like a weak level 1 AD carry like Zeri with like Lulu, Janna, Soraka, Sona, Karma, whatever, you will always win, you know? Or this is Blitzcrank, or this is Pike, or this is even Leona in a bush, or Thresh, you know?
Yeah, okay.
How do I? Yeah, okay. Like you can see, they did not approach the wave at all. Okay, this movement is good. I like the movement that you do here, which is like your support is walking up and you're like walking up in the same line so that if he hooks, you're instantly ready to follow up. I like this kind of movement. You're like playing right next to him. All right, since you already like started pushing this wave pretty fast, I'm thinking, what do I do on this slow push, right? Like what are we gonna do with it? Because I can obviously see that they're not gonna be touching the wave here at all. They're just gonna receive the wave under their tower, and yeah, I'm thinking, what can we do? And since you have this ward on enemy red buff here, what do you think can happen? Like, what do you think you can do early game in this case?
We can dive them if we have our jungle.
Why?
I don't know. I thought like if we can like try to play more aggressive, we can eventually dive them because we have our jungle bot side.
What does this ward on enemy red buff tell you this game?
That he started
Mm-hmm.
blue.
Which means?
He was going to post the top.
Yeah. And you also gave your Rek'Sai a leash, so he's faster on his bot side 3 camps. So, you know, enemy jungler most likely is going to his top side, and your jungler is finishing 3 camps and you're gonna have a big wave. You wanna be already now pinging for Rek'Sai to come like this and dive on the next wave. And let's say enemy jungler is aware of this, then he's gonna try to cover. You can maybe try to go on the enemy jungler. This is gonna happen maybe in 10% of games in solo queue, that the enemy jungler covers for them. It's very unlikely that he will cover, okay? It's like 10%, so maybe I shouldn't even be discussing, maybe even less, because yeah, it literally never happens unless it's a challenger game. So here this is a very, very free dive. So
and we can dive them even though they are full HP. Because I'm always afraid of dives.
You're very afraid of dives?
Yes, so can we even dive them even if they are full HP?
Like these with Rek'Sai? 100% you one-shot them next level. Like you have Halo Blades, Kalista, Nautilus, and I mean I'm especially discussing this dive because it's a strength of Kalista is diving the enemy, you know? Like if you should not have the mindset to be afraid of dives when you're playing Kalista, because when I play Kalista, I actually want to dive the enemy all the time because I feel like this champion is just OP at doing that, right? So here, yeah, here it's going to be extremely free, you know? Like you will kill both and none of you will even die, most likely. Like your champs, Rek'Sai is like the strongest level 3 jungler, Kalista is like the strongest level 2 AD carry, and Nautilus level 3 is also super strong. I mean, you're not gonna be level 3, but you're gonna be level 2 as level 3. Still, like you both are really strong.
Yes, okay, sounds good.
Like here already, I'm pinging my jungler to come. I mean, I would have pinged him already, like 20 seconds ago. Now he's coming, so I'm just watching his position as he's coming to them, and I'm trying to push this wave in a way that where Rek'Sai enters this bush here, the wave is crashing into their tower, you know, like perfectly synchronized. Like that's how this dive should be played, and that's how, you know, because now, like look, we have a hard winning matchup, you're delivering such a big wave into enemy tower. Like in theory, you should be getting something out of this, right? And in a different game where you see enemy jungler start on red buff, what do you think would happen then? What do you think would be the good play to do then?
If they start, so they are going to be buffing bots.
Yeah.
We can push the wave and invade the enemy jungler and kill them.
Yes, exactly. If enemy that's like a kind of a win-win scenario in games like this, right? Like when you have Kalista and Nautilus into a bot lane like this, you kind of have a guaranteed game-winning scenario early game already. Like the first pathing, there should be something major happening, right? And it also depends on when the enemy jungler starts. If he starts top and pathing into bot, Rek'Sai does 3 camps, invades his bot side, you get his bot side camps if he's here, right? And you kill him, or you get his camps. And if Poppy, or like whatever they have Poppy this game, starts here, starts on their blue buff and goes top, then you just dive their bot lane, you know? Like this is a kind of a thought process that I'll try and have in a game like this when, you know, this is my support pick.
Yeah, it looked like a very good game plan actually. Like something you can think about, like even in like champion select with the loading screen, that
Yes.
you know that this is going to happen eventually, so you can like do this plan. So this is very good. Yeah, it's something that I never like. I know that I should have a plan, like before the game starts, the first few minutes. What should I do? But I eventually, like most of the time, I don't know really what to do, even, unless it's a match that I played a lot and I know exactly what's going to happen. But
Yeah.
in a lot
I mean,
of matches, like,
this is like the strength of Kalista as a champion, is that since you're pretty much winning every bot lane early on, it's very easy to make a plan and have like a plan that's set in stone, because yeah, like most likely you're winning. And this is how like pretty much every Kalista game in high elo looks like against a good team, you know, or like against a good team in general. Like you know, on this wave something big happens. Either these two guys get fucked or this jungle guy gets fucked, you know. Usually it should be one of these. And I mean, yeah, the enemy bot lane matchup is very bad in this case. If they have like Braum, Varus or something like this, and they can contest the push, it's a whole different game, right? But it's just their picks this game don't really allow them to do anything. Okay, so neither of it happens. Then you're taking a cheater base. I think cheater base is, well, I mean, I don't like them, but yeah, because you only get boots, you know, like boots don't give you any advantage whatsoever in a game. Like boots just make you run faster back to your lane, you know, and that's not that good. So here, I think cheater base is just not that good here. What I would try to do, since enemy jungler is not here, enemy mid lane based. Maybe in a different game, you both can run mid, drop board in their jungle, and run back bot if their mid lane is killable, or you can get any advantage on mid. But here I really is basing. You know, Poppy is not bot side, so you're thinking like, okay, your thought process right now probably is, I can't do anything. There's nothing to do. Yeah. So I'm just gonna base. I think what would be better in this case is on this wave, you go and you hit this tower a bit, because what you wanna do is you wanna push the next wave. Do you know why you wanna push the next wave? Like here as soon as possible?
the next wave.
Yeah.
No.
Like you want to push this next wave, you know why? Because if you push that wave, the next wave will meet in the middle. And from, like, you know what we discussed about the wave meeting in the middle, like here.
Yeah.
Right? So, like right now you see, you didn't push this wave under tower when it was here. And now their wave is in a position where they want it to be, right? Like they are both safe. And right now you're coming back from base with extra boots. And you have a winning matchup, but you're actually not going to be able to be winning it now, because they're going to start stacking a big wave here. And if they have a big wave in like their half of the lane, or like big wave in general, it's hard for you to all in them, you know? So that's why, since here you had no play, Poppy's not bot side, you're not invading, your Rek'Sai top side, Aurelia is basing, you just want to hit the tower a bit, like prepare the plate a little bit, and as soon as this next wave comes here, you start like killing that wave, you know? Even though it's under the tower, you still want to push it so that the next wave resets and meets in the middle. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got it now. Because right now the wave is not going to meet in the middle, it's going to be under the tower actually. So
yeah, I mean,
in the middle. So it just has to be.
Yeah, I mean, right now you took a cheater base, you're coming back. You're still level 2 only, and you didn't even get a like a stronger item like an extra longsword or something. You only got boots, which is not gonna help you contest them on this push, right? Like if right now 2v2 you guys can like contest them on this push reliably and like fuck them 2v2 and kill them, then okay, fine. But here it's just, yeah, not that good. Okay, your Nautilus is roaming, which is fine, I think, because they can't dive you bot ever, they can't do anything to you. So in this case, yeah, it's okay to just play like this. Alright, good freeze here to like make him cancel his base. But the enemy AD carry has some demons, or why does he not push this out? Okay, that's a really good freeze. That should not yeah, you should not be able to get it, but it's good that you do this regardless, because yeah, you're gonna have like stop the enemy and they have to go for another wave.
Yeah.
but now they gave you the freeze for 0. I mean, I guess he's a little based and he was afraid to go for more. So one thing that you could do here maybe, you don't want this cannon to walk into your tower range, which he just did. After this cannon dies, you can position yourself here to like grab the aggro, right? And then you like run up here for them to like follow you and then aggro onto this minion, you know? Just so you can keep it out of going into tower. Does that make sense?
Yes, I actually didn't know that you can do that. I thought they were just going to ignore you.
No, they are, because you're gonna be like after this cannon kills your minion here, these are not in his range yet, right? So he's gonna walk forward a millimeter, find you in the aggro range and aggro onto you. You know?
Okay.
So then you can, when you grab his aggro, you can run up here like you did with the previous wave, which was good, and make him re-aggro onto this minion from like maybe here, right? And then you keep him out of the tower range, allowing you to like keep this freeze. Because you're getting a decent advantage here for free, that they gave you this freeze. Alright, now the freeze is broken, so you're slow pushing a wave. So now that it's switched from a freeze to a slow push again, what should like your thought process look like now? Like what do you think now?
So normally, like in most of my games, I slow push. If I don't have like like a plan, like I only fast push if I have a plan, like I want to do Drake, or I want to go ward, right? Or I just want to base, for example. But my normal mode is just doing slow push.
Yeah.
So right now I'm not thinking about anything. Like if Nautilus comes and we slow push and have a big wave and can dive them, then that's good. But this is like my normal mode. Like I slow push if I
Yeah.
if I don't fast push.
Yeah. Okay. So like I said at the start of the game, in this game you want to stack Drakes with your jungler. And here you're getting a slow push again, so I'm thinking what you can do on it, right? This is a good slow push for Drake. Generally, on like your jungler's second pathing, which is happening now, I think he just came out from base, he's gonna probably clear this. He can clear it like this into Drake, you know, like these four camps on his top side into Drake, and you will have a big slow push around the timer, and you do Drake together. So that's what I'm thinking. On the second slow push, how do we get Drake, basically?
Okay.
Or like that's what I'm playing for. Just get Drake on the second slow push because it's gonna be quite free. But he's trolling your jungler.
Yeah,
Right.
and I didn't know that as well. Like if I know better, I could tell him that this is what you should do. But I didn't know actually.
I mean, it's good. Like in this elo, junglers most of the times like they don't understand other lanes very well. Like this Rek'Sai maybe doesn't understand how this bot lane matchup goes. Doesn't understand that you can do Drake very easily all the time. So it's just in general good when you have a winning bot lane matchup to just tell your jungler to stack Drakes, because like as you can see, it's easily playable for with winning bot lane matchup with getting like slow pushes and stuff.
Yes. Okay.
So okay, let's check. Okay, Nautilus is coming back to lane. You just see Poppy mid, so now this is 2v2. So now you have both Sams. Nautilus has flash. Also, your Nautilus should always have Glacial in this lane because yeah, it's just extra CC when you go on the enemy bot lane. That actually makes a big difference in all lanes. But yeah, it's fine. So here, again, look, the second he walks into this bush, they're both running into their mothers because they're scared as fuck. Here Rek'Sai is bot side. So here I'm just gonna be pinging Drake. Because, okay, Rek'Sai came from her base and she has all camps up, so she doesn't really want to waste a lot of time. So I think she can do this. What is my pen? What is my pen doing? Pen? Oh, okay. Well, he can do this and go Drake into, again, clearing his full shit. Because, again, you have a big wave, and as Kalista, you want to do something on it. So here you push the next step, and you go and start Drake S2, and then make him even join you, you know? But here I'm already pinging Drake. Because, like, the second you push this, they have to catch this under tower with Lulu Zeri, and you start Drake. And even if Poppy comes, or like they try to contest you, basically 3v3, also in my head I know that if you land the hook, we just kill the first target, because that's just how Nautilus works, and they don't, like, you're too strong at this point for Poppy to be able to tank you. But wait, you're diving instead. What's this? I didn't even see this guy appear here, actually. I mean, okay, dive is good. Why is dive good here actually?
Because they will not get any of this wave.
Yeah, I mean, also you actually have information, right? So this ward plays a crucial part. Like you can also dive on this wave, which is true. Like your team is doing it. It's just if Poppy is here and she covers this play, you guys are wasting a lot of time because your Rek'Sai has 1, 2, 3, 4 camps up, right? But I'm thinking in a challenger game that the Poppy covers this because it's gonna be like very obvious dive. But maybe not here because your Nautilus is able to get a deep ward in, and you see that they're not defending, and your team is here to dive, which is pretty good. I mean, your Nautilus fucked up his hook. I will still go for the dive. Oh, Poppy's here. Ah, well, yeah. You see what happens? Like, now you crashed a big wave, they caught it, nothing happened, and your jungler is wasting a lot of time. He's playing Rek'Sai, he has 4 camps up, and he's not getting anything done. You're playing Rek'Sai Kalista, and you're not getting anything done, so that's pretty bad for the early game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moving here. I want to fight. Like, fight is good. I'm pinging on my way. I have both sounds. I want to fight. You should at least ping on your way, so that if your team can start a fight, you start it, because your picks are way stronger at this point. If you can fight, you take it. No chance enemy, like you see. Every time you're moving with Kalista, you're spamming your teammates to fight, because usually with Kalista you're first, and usually you're like when you're playing Kalista you want to skirmish. Let's see.
So I think it's the same concept with Lucian, right? Or they are different?
I mean, Lucian as well, yes. Wants to fight. Like, you're winning your lane, you want to move, you want to fight. Essentially. I think here, this is very specific, but I think here, after you kill this Lulu, it's probably the best to just press B instantly, because look, you run from here. I don't see what time it is in game, but you run from there, 20 seconds to bot to catch the EXP of 2 range minions. Didn't even get a kill, and then you base on this wave, so it was just better for you to have based, because if you had based, right now you would be at tier 2, and you would have way more tempo for this wave, right?
Yeah, sure.
You see, like, you wasted so much time. Like, this is an insane amount of time wasted. After you kill this Lulu, you run here all the way. Like, you see he hard pushed the wave. You know you will lose most of it, and you know you still want to base. So the best would be to just base here with Nautilus and just, like, think of this wave as a cost for you making this play. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Because right now you're gonna base, and since you haven't based before, you're actually gonna be losing minions here, you know? Like, more. Like, you're actually gonna lose more now.
Yes, that's totally true.
Okay, again, you have a big wave on bot. They just spotted Rek'Sai, they know she's bot side, so dive in theory should not be possible. Also, their mid lane has Praya, so you can, like, cover anything. So again, late Drake is still up. I wanna push next wave and go for Drake. Even though your jungler has all camps up, like, at this point it doesn't even matter. Okay, I'm really gonna try and ping him. If he sees him, we can go for Drake. Because again, big wave, wanna do something. If Poppy shows top here now, trying to... Okay, you can also, like, in this case, you can also see that your top lane has a lot of pressure on the map. Like, he's drawing an insane amount of pressure, right? He's under his tower, he's gonna be proxying him. Very likely enemy jungler shows here. So if you are, like, paying attention to detail, and you see this, then you can slow push this wave, and play to see what the Cho'Gath pressure gives you, like whether the enemy jungler shows there, because it's very likely he will, right? And a lot of games where, like, your team is proxying, it's very likely that enemy jungler will respond to that pressure.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes, totally. Yeah.
So here you just slow push and you wait to see what Poppy does, because right now Poppy has to make a decision. Am I gonna help my top who's getting fucked, or am I gonna defend my bot who's also getting fucked? If she's defending bot, well, then your top is getting a big advantage, right?
Yeah.
And if she's helping top, then you're diving them bot. So this is how you play League of Legends when you have, like, a lot of points of pressure. Like, enemy jungler has to help one, and if he helps one, then the other should, like, get fucked or fall apart, essentially.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a good trade. One auto. Now Nautilus should back off. Tanks one tower. Perfect. This guy should never get hooked because he has a big slow push on his face. So if you are playing in a position where the Zeri is and there's a big slow push on you, you can never trade, because trading is just gonna make it harder for you to survive dive or like respond to any type of play that you guys are gonna make. So this should be a good trade, but Nautilus is just too greedy to keep going for some reason when he only has auto attacks left. But in general, this trade is good. He just, yeah, took too much damage. Also, yeah, whenever you hit 6, just ping. When you're playing Kalista and you hit 6, just ping it to your support so they get a reminder in their head that they can actually play in a way where they can like suicide and you can bail them out, because he just wasted his stat flash. And as you see, Poppy appear top here. So on this wave, again, you could even dive them, or you could even try dive them 2v2, you know, because Nautilus hooks in. Actually, Aftershock in this case will be beneficial because it's gonna allow him to tank like 2 more tower shots, and then on the last tower shot you bail him out with your ulti, right?
Yeah.
Simply because Poppy is top and it's 2v2 and you have a gigantic ass wave. I mean, of course, in this case you're also using Rek'Sai because he's bot side again. But in case your Rek'Sai is like matching top or whatever, then you can still try and go for 2v2 here. With Nautilus tanking, has Aftershock, can tank more tower shots, and on the last tower shot, when it's coming to him, you just press ulti, you know? And you like, yeah. And then you can maybe re-dive even. Yeah. But you most likely get a kill because you have a 6 and their matchup is too bad and the slow push is too big. Okay, now you know Nautilus needs to base. I think you maybe missed a plate here. Yeah. Here you should be aware of the plate HP, because here this plate is free. Even though you're 1v2, you can just walk up here. Don't even need to get into a range, and this plate will just pop 180 gold for free.
Yeah, it's true. I tried to do that, but it was too late.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, basically whenever there's a wave of like mine, like I'm always aware of the tower platings for some reason. Like they never slip away from me. Okay, I like what you're doing here. Like you know you don't really want to base it, you're full HP, full resources, full everything. You know bot lane has no play anymore because your Nautilus is basing, so you instantly look with camera in mid lane and see that mid lane is volatile, which means they're fighting, they're low HP, and so you just run there. You just run there and you see what happens. I like your camera and your play here. Like you're doing good. Also you're utilizing the T2 boost purchase, which is like fast rotation between waves. Okay. Yeah, I like this play. I like this play even though it didn't work out, you played it well. Like you did everything you should do here. Except you didn't last at this cannon. That's fine. Now this is a bit tricky. Oh, nope, it's not. Let me see. Okay, Rek'Sai kind of inted. Because he's just running at them. Like you're playing well. You're waiting for his engage, but he's just running at him and then he's not flashing because it looks like he wants to flash on him. Here also, you should play with your ulti. You should position yourself here. You see these guys are about to face check you. You can grab your Nautilus from this position with your ulti and you have the freest engage ever. Like here, Nautilus should already be ulted, you know?
Yes, I should have done that, yes, actually.
Then, it's like, yeah, it's really freedom. Rek'Sai did have flash after all. Yes, Poppy. Okay, here you should not do Drake. Drake is already secured. Their jungler and AD are dead. You just run bot here and fix it, I think. Like instantly. I mean, Nautilus should be helping this guy, I think. Actually, never mind, sorry. Wait. Yeah, I think Nautilus should hit the Drake. You can hit the Drake to bit proc your W with Nautilus and then you fuck off the bot lane and fix it, because Nautilus is just looking for more kills. When he already got kills, so you can transfer it into an objective, Nautilus is just being greedy, so it's just good to ping Drake and go together. Because here, like this, like bad things can happen here on this mid lane, you know? Like, in a different game, I really can double kill her if she has mana, you know? And then it's super awkward and you can't fix her bot wave. So here I'm just thinking, okay, Drake can fix bot wave, you know? Because bot wave is pretty bad here, like look. Like this is all good, like whatever, like all that happens here is good. It's just that Zeri like hard pushes another bot wave into you. And yeah, when you do Drake, you need to fix it after. Because yeah, on bot lane, like you just like Zeri gained 20 CS and you lost like 20 CS, you know, so the gap will be like 40 CS in between you, which is like you don't want that, right?
It wasn't worth, right, doing all of that.
I mean, it was good that you moved mid lane. It was good because you almost killed them. Then a new bot lane comes, they suicide, you kill them. It's just that, like after the play was over, like the afterplay was not that good, you know. Like I think you moving here is good because right now, look, Zeri is not hard pushing this wave yet. If you see, like right now you're in a position you can see there is a play here. It looks to me like these guys. Like there's a play here, right?
Yes.
In a different game, your mid laner is also not gonna be 1 HP. Like this is making it a little bit awkward. But this guy's so your mid laner, you should ping him. You have heal, so he walks up here. You know, because you already want to go on them. You already want to go on this Irelia. You kind of don't want to waste more time because like these guys are gonna hard push the wave again. So if there's no play here, you need to go bot and catch the wave.
Yeah, got it.
Because here, if your Yone is walked up, like here you have heal, he can already E-ult him, and then he's dead. This guy is dead, right? Like he has no mana for anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I mean one thing, in this for a play like this, you like need to think, okay, what can go wrong? Okay, this guy has no mana. So the only thing that can go wrong in this play is he somehow gets mana. So I click on him to see if he has cookies, because some Irelias have cookies. This guy doesn't. But that's basically how I think. Okay, what can go wrong in this play? This guy has no mana, so the only thing that can go wrong is if he gets mana somehow. So I'm checking his cookies, but he doesn't have them. So here already, you should have told your Yone you have heal, you should have pinged it, you should have pinged on your way, so he's walked up faster, because he's 1 HP, he doesn't actually consider you having heal, and yeah, if he ults him here, you heal him, you for sure kill this guy fast enough. Because, let's say you don't kill this guy here now, this guy's hard push the bot wave fast, you might just lose a whole wave, and you don't get anything, right?
Yes, that's true.
Also, this puppy was also dead, so your Rexa has flash and her pathing is weird. So if he goes on the puppy, you also kill that guy because you have like Yone Q and Yone ult. But that's fine. So here, after every winning play, you just wanna think about how to like base fast, like fix waves and base fast essentially, you know, or just base. Because you never wanna end up in a position where like right now you don't spend your gold and you fight. Which is what Nautilus is doing essentially, right? Like you just killed their bot, killed their AD, killed their jungler, and your Nautilus right now is like trying to give them a way back into the game. So you just need to try and use your pings more. Because that's how you actually carry with AD carry in solo queue, right? Like you are like a main character of your video game and you're telling the pieces of your chessboard how to move essentially. Or you wanna at least know in your head how they should move to an extent, you know? Like you need to have a strong vision of how you want to play to actually be able to carry with AD carry, right? To an extent.
Yeah, I don't do that at all, like, no, it's, yeah.
I mean, just think about it, right? Like, League is a team game. League is a team game, like your solo queue team is your team in a given game. And as we all know, communication in League of Legends is a key. And even though there's no voice in League of Legends, you can still communicate with your teammates somewhat efficiently using like pings and you know, like just by pinging them or typing them like simple things like typing them out, right?
Yeah, true. But
So
like
here.
it's like, but this is another issue. Like a lot of times I don't know in the game in general what should be done, but that's another topic actually.
Yeah, I mean, what you should do is like obviously for me it's easy to see because I've played this game for a long time. I have a lot of knowledge, so at every point in time I like know what I should be doing in a game. And like obviously you're not gonna see the same things that I am, which is why we're having the session right now, because I'm explaining my thought process to you at any given time. And yeah, so basically how you reach these conclusions is reviewing your own games. And whenever in game you felt like I don't know what to do, I'll go on replay, I'll go back to that point, I'll pause the game here, I'll press pause, and I will look at the map and I will consider everything there is in the game to be considered, and I will then try and come up with the best plan in that situation. Even though it's like not in the game anymore, I just try and think about, okay, what should I have done, right? and it's just like a trial and error of like always figuring out and reviewing your own games and thinking what you could have done differently or how you could have communicated to your team differently. And sometimes the conclusion that you will reach is, okay, my teammates fucked up and there was nothing I could do about it. But in general, it's just good to know what you wanted to do or should, like, what do you feel like you should have done, right?
Yes, true. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, here you have 2 wards to get a pink ward too. Like, you have perfect goal for pink ward and you have a slot. It's really important to have pink ward, I think, because, I mean, it is really important to have pink ward, period.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah, like again, as I said previously, you're playing Nautilus into Lulu, they can never face check you, so the second you gain control in a bush or something, they can't play the game really because they're afraid. They need to guess, what are you doing, you know? And you always know what they're doing, they're on the tower, but they need to guess, are they moving mid? Are they cheesing us? Are they basing? Oh, either way, I can't walk up, I have to keep hugging my tower, you know? Because they have no vision, they're not gonna face check here.
Yeah.
Okay, Poppy spotted. They're keeping the wave in a safe spot, so I know here it's hard to like do anything 2v2. So my thinking process here is just push this wave in, make it crash. Maybe my Nautilus can sneak in here and look for like a lucky hook. If not, I'm just pushing this wave in, like you are. Okay, see that's the hook that I was talking about that missed. That's fine. Now you can't really fix this. That's also fine. You need to wait for the next wave. Here Nautilus got some vision. Now you hard push this to fix the wave again, make it reset. You see Poppy. Just hard push this wave, because they're in a safe position, I think. Make it crash, and now you can hover into mid. Okay, basically what you never want to be doing with your picks in this game is you push a wave and you're both showing like this. You're both showing them where you are, what you're doing, you know? This is what they want. They want to see where you are. What you want them is to not have any vision here, not have any vision here, so that when this wave is gone and they have no vision, they are scared shitless, you know, on the map. They are thinking, oh, they could be choosing us here. They're thinking, oh, they could be choosing us here. And they're also thinking, oh, they could be running towards mid lane, you know? And either way, they have no clue what you're doing. And imagine them in the position, they can't walk here, they can't walk in river, basically, and they can't just do anything because of how your picks work. So you don't want to be spotting yourself. You don't want to be showing them where you are, what you're doing. What you can do is how you can cheese these guys. You can actually feed them fake info. What do I mean by that? You push this wave, now you show their vision, and you do this movement, okay? You walk like this, you clearly show them you're walking towards river. This is what you show them on their screen. And then you walk back like this, sweep, and on next wave, they're gonna be thinking, oh, they went river. So they're gonna walk up, hugging this side, and then you just kill them. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, I mean, this is like situational play that I do sometimes when I know I have a winning matchup, I just crash the wave, gonna show them I'm running to river, loop back around, make sure this is swept, so that I'm not stupid sitting on a ward there. And then, for me, it's a 60% success rate in Challenger. For you, it's gonna be 80% success rate if you pull it off properly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, but that's just like another thing that you can do with your winning picks. Like, there's so many things in the game like of League that you can do with your winning picks. And it always comes down to like the map state in a given moment. So in this map state, like in a different game, maybe your jungler is bot side, he wants to invade, you're gonna invade with him, and doesn't matter that he spotted you. Because they know you're gonna invade pretty much. But in this game, your Rek'Sai stops, so you're playing bot lane 2v2, you see their jungler. So this is like a way of utilizing your 2v2 pressure, you know?
Okay, yes.
I mean, you kind of do it here, to be honest. You kind of do it here, it's just that your movement is a little bit... I mean, yeah. I mean, they see our Nautilus running like this way now, so they're gonna expect him to be in the bush, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanna see your support. I mean, yeah, you want to have this sweep. This guy needs a sweeper. Needs it, you know? You should tell him that he needs a sweeper in this game. Because right now, there's very high chance this is warded. If this is warded, the same thing happens. They know exactly where you are. That's what they want. you know? Like here, it's very obvious that you're here, by the way, because they also, I think they see the stack on this minion when he hit it. So what you could actually do here, slow push is fine, because their Poppy just went topside for some reason, so you can actually dive them now. But let's say Poppy goes bot, you hard push and you go with Rek'Sai to invade. But Poppy stops, so you can dive them again. Oh, this is a bit too fast, boys. Yeah, this is not gonna work.
I mean, he went in very, very early.
Yeah. Let's see. I think you could push this faster and you just do it on the cannon, because you need this wave to crash. Like the problem here is that you're not gonna push this wave fast enough. Like look how fast Rek'Sai is coming. You're not matching Rek'Sai's speed with you pushing this wave.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a small wave, but your champs are so strong that it doesn't even matter at this point how small the wave is. You just need to have a wave that goes under the tower. Like you see, imagine this wave, you pushed it 2 seconds faster, 1.5 seconds faster, it would be here right now, grabbing the aggro. And then your Nautilus didn't have to grab the aggro walking up like this, you know? They would be dead. So just here when you see, like here you will get the information. Poppy topside trolling, your jungle coming bot. Now you're looking at his speed and you're thinking about, okay, how do I sync this wave up with his speed? Essentially, right? Because look, you could have hard pushed and he's already here and you haven't hard pushed yet. So yeah, you just didn't match him. Because now, it's fine to like push this wave, but it's just gonna take 10 seconds longer, giving the enemy more time to react to this play, giving their bot lane more time to think. Maybe they're like pinging both their summoners TPs right now and the TP is gonna come through and there's no play then, you know? Like that also matters.
Yeah, that's true. Like a quick question before I forgot it. Like how do you know like the matchups? Like for example, like right now you told me that this is a very hard winning matchup, and when I think about it now, yes, it's a very hard winning matchup, but at the time I didn't know. So how do you know the matchup? Like if there is like a way that I can find the
Yeah, so it's a combination of you playing the matchup out, like you being like, okay, I go into this game, I don't know how this matchup looks like, but for the most part, how it like works for me is like I visualize the matchup like in my head, basically. I mean, yeah, when I was like getting good at League, I would like in my free time, I'm just like thinking about bot lane matchups, right? And how do I play them and how do I win them? And it goes like this, like, okay, so like this is how the matchup goes in my head, and then I'm also trying to think from the enemy bot lane side, okay, how can I win that matchup, you know? Like basically you're thinking about how can you win that matchup from both sides, like what needs to happen in the no lane, and then eventually you will like reach a conclusion where like, okay, these guys need to run these summoners. For example, like my conclusion in this matchup is this: enemy Zeri has to run cleanse, has to run barrier, enemy Lulu has to run heal, and enemy Zeri also has to run overgrowth and bone plating for them to have a fighting chance in this matchup, right? Because Zeri's gonna get hit by a hook, he has barrier, he has heal, he has bone plating, he has Lulu shields, he might survive. If they don't have these things and they get hooked, they can't, they just get instantly one-shotted. You have just too much damage for that, right?
yeah.
But it comes from like experience playing and visualizing in your head, essentially, you know? And a lot of the times, also watching other people play, like you can watch pro play and you can like, or like you can watch streams of higher low players and you can like see how the matchups kind of go, so you can also observe it. So it's a combination of observing, visualizing, and experience, or like playing it yourself, you know, because like a lot of the times I don't know how the matchups go and it's hard to visualize, and then I just have to kind of play them and I will reach a conclusion, right?
Yes.
But yeah, some matchups are really obvious to me now. For example, this is super obvious to me because you have Nautilus versus a range champion. Nautilus versus a range champion. Most of the times with the strong AD carry, you can't lose. It's impossible to lose in this case, basically. What is more hard for me is if I have like Nautilus Kalista and the enemy has like Braum Varus, Braum Draven, then it gets a little bit harder because then it's like super execution based and, you know, it's way closer. In this case, it's very... See, alright. Now here the problem is, Right now you have a play. You have a game-ending play. But you guys fuck up this dive. You're 1 HP.
Yeah.
You use your ults. Now just take the loss and leave. Make them push this wave in and leave. It's too risky. You're 1 HP without ults. This is exactly how enemy comes back to the game. Like, the only way you can kill them here is if Rek'Sai is right next to you right now. And they're face checking. But 2v2 you just kill Lulu. And get fucked after. Oh, you could have actually survived there. Like, Rek'Sai is gonna kill him alone.
I did this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did. I did so bad.
Again, a pink ward would be nice.
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, so... Wait 1 sec.
Sure.
You know, the enemy bot lane died like 10 seconds apart, so like Lulu is here right now, but Zeri is not here yet. Also Nautilus is mid. Like here, you could actually just walk up here and try and fight the Lulu a little bit to like defend the pink ward, but not fight her too hard, because you know that Zeri can join through the wall, you know? Just a little bit from like here and kite towards here. Because right now you're gonna be on this wave, and you now decide, okay, I'm 1v2, I don't wanna contest this. You know? So it would have been better if you're in a position to like meet up with your team. Okay, now you see everyone. Now you see everyone on the map. Now you see everyone. So now you just try and get the wave, because this is like their slow push now, this is their play. If you can kill this wave right now, you like get the move and they get stuck on the tower. And you have all the information now. So right now you can play like on the edge. Basically, if you see Lulu moving mid, you're playing aggro. If you see Lulu moving bot, you're like gonna back off a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Because right now you're at your strongest point in the game, you got your first item. This is where you're the strongest. Like this is where you have the biggest spike, you have heal. This guy can't fight you right now. No matter what, he can't beat you, you know? So you should play in this wave and you should crash it, because right now you're moving, you're choosing to move, but you have to respond to a big wave. So Zeri is like in a more favorable position right now. And here I'm trying to fight him because I know it's 2v2. Like you can't lose, you absolutely cannot lose, you know? And again, that just comes from me knowing that I have the biggest spike in the game. I have heal as well. And Kalista into Zeri is a really good matchup, because in a 1v1, you're hitting 100% of your auto attacks, and he might miss 30% because you're jumping around, right? Like, it will happen when you fight Zeri as Kalista. So here, even if he has ult, you can win. Absolutely. If you're just right-clicking him.
Yeah, that's true actually, because Zeri auto attack is basically her Q. It's
Yeah, and your champ, yeah, you just jump around.
yeah.
Okay, but you lost the push, so ping your team, make sure that they know Zeri is coming. Again, by you hard pushing this wave, you're like forcing Zeri to make a decision or move back bot. That's obvious, right? He's mid, can hit tower, and it's good here to check mid lane with your camera, so you see like their support and jungle HP, just to know that if like what they're gonna do next, because if Poppy is low HP, that's really important to know, because then you know he needs to base, so he can't really be a part, like become bot. But okay, you do check, but it's too late. Now you see them running bot, so we're gonna back off. It's good. You can trade him a bit because you're in a safe position. Oh shit, where is this guy coming? Oh, there.
Yeah, he TP'd. I actually didn't see his TP, like he
Yeah,
didn't go
I
my
know.
way, but
Yeah, it disappeared on our minimap. Yeah, you had a good ulti there. Okay, you got tower, you wanna fight, you got Drake, so you're just backing, that's fine. Let's see. There. Okay. Yeah, going for next wave would be bad. It's good that you don't. Right now you wanna all base. You wanna all base, what your team is doing here is bad. You should be pinging them to base. Why is what your team is doing here now bad?
Because I'm not there. Like.
Yeah. You're also playing for too many things. Like, look, here you got bot tower, you get Drake. So here you don't want to be like playing for the mid tower because you want to base and use your gold like your whole team does.
Yeah, that's true because we already did too many plays. Like we got bot tower.
Because if your team is playing for this tower now, enemy died in the fight, they respawn, they bought items, so they're stronger on the map now. They're coming back. Now it's their turn to pressure, so they can actually beat you now. So it's really important after every fight, after every time you get something, just think about how to back safely without dying, without giving the enemy an opportunity to fight you when they have items and you don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're running out of base. Yon took your mid wave, there's no mid wave. Here your top is fighting, just look top on the fight because you actually can hover there, you know? Like you can right now start running towards top and maybe you can take a part in the fight.
Yeah, I just thought like I just looked and thought it might be too late. But
but look at Poppy and Lulu, you know? Like they're in the same position as you. They're even further away than you are. Like this Lulu. And her moving, so like she will eventually end up being in the fight and making a difference, you know? Like you could have been there right now too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, again, you win this guy. You dodge his W, so you can fight him now. Don't be afraid. You win 1v1 really hard. For sure, yeah. Yeah, run, step forward and like try and hit him. He's alone for now. Okay, this is mid game, you're mid lane. So in mid game, it's like your thought process should be something like this, right? What's the next objective that's spawning? Okay, Herald 40 seconds, both towers here gone. It's really obvious that you're playing for Herald, right? So right now, if you have pink cord or something, you just put it here, play for Herald. In general, you think about what objectives are on the map, what's going to be the next objective, and if you're strong enough to fight it. In this game, it's an easy choice to make because you're ahead, so you know exactly what you're playing for and then you can play for it. But if you are behind, then you're going to be like, okay, what's the next objective that's coming up? But we can't fight it, we're behind, so we're going to look to cross over the other side of the map.
Okay, yeah, got it. So the plan is to continue pushing mid until Herald spawns and then take it.
I mean, the plan is to push this wave for you and then hover into a side lane to make sure they can push their wave, for example, you know? And then when they push the wave, then you can go to Drake together. But in this case, what your thought process should be, okay, we are not making any play happen because this guy is not pressuring off the map, this guy is in base, not pressuring off the map. These two people, you need to be pinging them back, you know? Like right now, I can see it obviously that I need to be pinging them back because it's a 2v5 for them. Look, enemy team is not showing anyone on mid wave, not showing anyone on bot wave, not showing anyone on top wave, which means that they have 5 people in jungle somewhere, you know? So these two guys need to be pinged back off because this is how they're gonna actually throw your game. Because now he died and now enemy team can get Herald and then yeah, like what, like you are playing the, you get outscaled this game, right?
Yeah.
So like with Kalista, like when I play Kalista,
at what items on the like?
I mean it's not that straightforward, but okay, you are playing against Poppy, Irelia, Kassadin, Zeri, Lulu. Like their scaling is just superior, right?
Yeah.
It's not that straightforward that okay, Zeri has 2 items, now I'm outscaled. It just basically in like the later the game goes, the more the power curve shifts towards Zeri. You know what I mean? Or like their team comp. You shouldn't really think about it. Okay, enemy has 2 items, now we can't win. No, it's more like if we don't play clean or if we keep throwing, the game will get progressively harder. Like this game will get progressively harder for you because you need to keep in mind you have Kalista, you have Rek'Sai, early game champs, full early game, you know? So that's why you need to just... Your head should just be on getting the guaranteed plays, which is objectives. And the thing is, when you go for objectives, enemies will feel pressured to contest them because they're like, oh fuck, we're giving everything. So then they run into you, essentially, and then you get a good fight, right? At least that's how it should be.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's really good.
Alright, but here, like, you see, this is what I said at the start of the game. Like, Lulu can never face check in Nautilus, or any ranged champion sucks into melee champions, because when you have control, in this case you have control, you're in river, you through their vision, they have a hard time playing, because they have a hard time getting vision down, right? Support is the champ that runs with wards, and he wants to ward right now, but he's facing an Nautilus, so it's hard for him to die. Like, you see how, like, this game can be hard for them, early game, super hard. Especially from behind, it becomes super hard, because yeah, they don't have a way of contesting it.
True. So what I did here was right, like flashing like this.
It was a little bit of a panic flash, but I understand it because some games this Cassidy will be able to kill you here if he's a little bit stronger. If he has Electrocute and a Sorcerer shoes, you're dead here. You're dead here, you know? I'm just looking at his items. If he had a different build, you would be dead here. So I would say, like, here already you should press the Nautilus, like your ulti. Or you should kite up here after Poppy dies. Because in a different game, this Cassidy kills you here for sure. Because, yeah, I've played against Cassidy and I got in a one-shot at this point. It's just that his build is bad. You know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, got it.
Like, he's just playing full scaling when Cassidy is actually really strong at level 11 if he itemizes properly, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, again, it just comes from experience in this case, kind of. Alright, so yeah, I mean, the most important, like, thing about playing a game like this with Kalista is, like, making a game plan according to your picks, having, like, a strong visualization of your 2v2, and just constantly thinking about game plan. And reviewing the game is the most important, because in a game like this where you're winning, you have so many openings. So in review, it's just really good to reach some conclusions on your own, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, I think I gave you like a general guideline on like how to reach it. So yeah, it's like visualizing 2v2, planning a slow push, using your pings more on teammates, and basically playing with your jungler and playing with jungler to stack objectives. That should be the game plan, is to play on your jungler and either to dive enemy bot if you have the information on Poppy, which you did have this game, which is another good thing. Tracking enemy jungler. Like, you see how much value tracking the enemy jungler had this game. Basically, like, you could spot his pathing early game, and that already gave you the window to make a plan on both side, right? So tracking is also very, very valuable, and yeah, just having the mindset of playing for objectives when you're playing a comp like this, and also on bot lane, like playing with their information. So like having a sweeper on support, buying a pink ward, and making them play the guessing game where they can't face check you, also has a lot of value. Is there anything else you would like to know from this game, or like in general on this topic?
No. This was like very like, it was extremely good. Actually, it was eye-opening. It's like I feel like if I play a game right now, I will instantly improve. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
I mean, I have this recorded, right? So I'm probably gonna upload it to YouTube via my editor, so you'll be able to like rewatch it multiple times and probably go back to every point and like get the general like idea of making the thought process.
Yeah,
so
I would really love that, because
yeah,
I want to watch it. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm happy it could help you, and
no, it was amazing. You can't imagine it.